beautiful afternoon here for the Uluwatu CT, and we have a super heat here in the second quarterfinal. Julian Wilson, Jordy Smith, two of the most exciting surfers in the world. They've been compared to each other ever since they really stood up on a surfboard. They've been on boat trips together to set the stage. A double up, setting up for Jordy Smith, and this one's going to send him into daylight. Big hack off the roof to shut that one down, but he misses the finish at the bottom of that wave. What an incredible cavern to check out at Uluwatu. Getting blown out of the tube. There is simply no better feeling.
Follow us, the most perfect double up that we've seen so far. Look, you can see it, that rip running across it. Drops in, holds it perfectly. Couple of little pumps there. He's super deep, right on that edge where you need to be. And this turn was authoritative and powerful. It just needed a little more concentrated effort to get out of there. And it would have been, look at this double up, Joe.
Unbelievable, going below sea level. How difficult was this barrel to make for a guy like Jordy Smith? Thanked each other for the battle, and you know Wilson is fired up to answer right here. Julian down the line, big wind up for the float, just covering some ground here. That one's going to keep him behind.
Well, that shows the significant difference between some of the better waves and the worst waves, because that was quite small, quite fast, looked chattery on the face. That's one you could have left behind for sure.
Setting up this one is Smith. Pulls in behind the pit. A tough section to make as it just lunged out in front of him. So incomplete for Smith as well. 6.5 start. Coming off the semi-final at Karamas, he had to suffer from the 10-point ride from Italo.
Oh, I don't even know it. I can make a rhyme any old time.
Too much bars getting dropped right now. Hey, look at 8.4, your first excellent score of the year. Is that a sign to you of a potential victory here?
Always has the best seat in the house. It's got to be up there for the best locker room on tour. That's exactly where Smith was waiting for competition. Big belts out the back, hammers it down the line, and a solid finishing move. Finally getting a serious back up to the 6.5. Key little sections for Wilson. Big hammers from Smith here.
Oh, he looks supremely confident. Super tight. Steep section. Gives it a moment. Lets it breathe. Hits it again. The board is looking beautiful. The combination of those three turns, particularly those last two.
So now, casually looking at this next opportunity. Julian with the wind up. Clean start, wants to really get going down the line. Comes down with the lip on the backhand float. Slips off the tail. Still on his feet to kick out there.
Seamlessness that the judges love.
Watching Julian start here. What happened to just the wave selection on this one?
Yeah, the wave selection in this heat so far has been off point. That's a smaller wave, white water on it, and was never going to be.
It was a serious battle competitively to drop the best movie of the season, especially with Wilson and Jordy Smith constantly being compared. Jordy's up now. Snapping on the open face, and just a quiet one there, and he's out. Meanwhile, the numbers are in from his last, a 5.33. The swell on the way it's looking, the potential of Wilson and Smith. Julian locking in now, needing an 8.66. Nice clean snap, deep off the bottom. Solid vertical. Third maneuver, just a setup one right on the money. Belts it harder on the fourth hack and will float that inside corner, feeling it on his way out. A serious improvement, his best wave so far, and trying to break down the 8.66.
Showing there that, hey, I've got it backside too. Let's break this one down as he drops in. First turn, nice and tight, beautiful whip. Watch this bottom turn, holds it, drives it up into that pocket. And then he keeps going with this one. At this point, I thought, oh, it's a little small, but look at the flare he manages to get, even as the wave's dropping. Nice little last move up and over it, hops up and over it. Board looking sharp. Surfing was clean and beautiful, committed in the pocket. That's kind of the recipe.
Great start to the year for Julian. Meanwhile, Jordy Smith getting a fun-looking wave here at Uluwatu. Oh, setup work, growing in size. Hacking it out the back. Hollow section, big wind up, hits it vertically. Bowling up section through the double up, knifing it. Vertical again on his fourth turn. He'll have to celebrate that finish.
One's a smoker too.
Looking at the size difference of this wave, he definitely had some solid critical sections to work with.
First turn, I love the change of direction. Second one, super tight, flaring out of the top. Next one, another one, a little more conservative, but still beautiful. Another one, yeah, there was, I don't know, a tad of kind of awkwardness at the back end of a couple of those turns, but the first one where he drops out of the top was beautiful. That's going to be a super interesting exchange. Looking at the 5.33 to 6.83 exchange, I was kind of going that Jordy was a little bit closer to the 6.83. I felt that 5.33 was a little lower. And on this one, I think it might go the other way and make this thing a super tight battle, because that was fantastic serving.
So Jordy's still trying to improve his lead. More waves out the back. Wilson coming from behind. Deep bottom turn. Nice timing on the opening snap. Slaps it vertically again, trimming in size, but flaring up above the lip again, just throwing that board straight up vertical and drilling it shut. Another celebrated effort for Wilson, blow for blow with one of his longtime rivals.
Felt like the 5.33 was a little hard done by for Jordy. Straight up and snaps Julian. Watch his bottom turn. The hold, the length, the tightness out of the top. Absolutely beautiful surfing, 3 in a row. Tight and committed. Now it sort of goes a little flat. The scoring potential goes down, but the completion is there. Professional. Crikeys. The boys are on fire.
More waves on the way. Jordy Smith packing this barrel section, stalling to get back in. Now back to maneuvers. Smith just pushes it off the top. He's hoping this section doubles up again. And now building some speed. He might want to try to save this wave with something massive down the line. A couple of clean backside hooks, and he'll flow out of there, still feeling it. But like you mentioned, just the waves Jordy's picking, they have that double up section, that grow. Every section that he's belting was critical, where he's almost free falling. When you're hitting it critical and the bottom's dropping out, the judges are always going to love that.
And here he is on the replay. That barrel at the start, stalling for more, wanted more. Then that hit, a little catch out of the top there. Didn't matter, because this thing kept growing and was going to give him a little more. Thought about another barrel, then hits the top here. Looking to improve on that 6.5. There's still turn after turn. The length and the opportunity, that one was great.
Massive totals in this heat. Surf is pumping. And Wilson with another chance here. There's that deep bottom turn. Throws everything at the first section, but goes down. It was another wave that didn't really have much around the corner, Bill.
Well, as long as he doesn't lose priority, it doesn't matter. I've never seen such subtle hold the phone. Here we go.
Rolling, checking it out. Wilson just wanted to see if it had the double up on it.
Was that a priority loss? It's actually starting to hit down the line where Jordy is, and he's up.
Great positioning for Smith. Nice takeoff. He doesn't even want the inside. Wilson with some room to move here. Now with priority back since Jordy took that wave.
Oh, what's happening here?
Starting to grow, super hollow, deep in the pit. Wilson gets shot out. Important finishing move, stays on his feet. Wilson is expecting the lead change.
I'm calling he gets the score. And this is like one of those ones you see at Cloudbreak, where it has that white water and then it hits the reef and cleans up and doubles up, and he just parks it so beautifully. Watch a little bit of spit. It's a steep one. That is the money turn. That was so committed, so dedicated. That's a World Championship type turn. That's the sort of one that'll keep you in a World Championship battle. Look at Jordy Smith just down the line there with priority. Could he have gone that way?
Very interesting seeing that positioning from Smith. Remember, he just checked out the wave before. So Wilson was able to finish with that insane closeout hack. 35 seconds, Wilson up again. Still anticipating that last number to come through.
What a heat, Joey.
Belting it off the lip. Another hack down the line. And this one already slowing up. It's really coming down to that previous exchange.
And that little takeoff cutoff of Jordy's could have been quite critical when you look at it in reflection, although maybe there was a bit of distance between Jordy and that closeout move. Finished before he even got there.
Back against the wall against one of his longtime rivals, battling for the most high-performance surfer in the world. And now we'll see the scores coming through for world number 3. Wilson back against the wall, gets shacked into a big float, gets an 8.03 and the win on the last exchange, knocking out Jordy Smith in the dying seconds.
Well, that meant a lot. You could see how much it meant. And I suppose for Jordy Smith, not improving on that 6.5, which was his first ride for the entire rest of the heat, was most probably what cost him it.